play with them boys. But
Holla. We them boys. Holla. We making noise. Holla, holla.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish. We are now on episode
14.
14. There we go. Go back to Mark for that, as always, with the man himself, Mark.
Hello.
Fox, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Man down below, Harry. Well, for me, he's down below. Harry Prissy.
All right, boss man.
Yeah, no worries. Now he's, well, I actually got to say quickly, now on a big mural in Reading.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's in its final place as of yet.
Oh,
But,
right.
it is. I think
Great. It's
it
a great
might
spot.
be projecting at the minute.
We should put the picture of it onto the Footy Fetish Instagram, and then people can have a look. It's sick, man. It's proper cool.
Yeah.
And, recurring guest and brand new fourth member of the Footy Fetish podcast official, Mr.
Been
Oliver.
promoted to the first team.
No longer a scrubby guest.
Exactly.
Now a scrubby house.
Full time.
Exactly.
Always expanded. But yeah, so today we're going to not really talk about some of the football that happened over the last week. We're just going to get straight into our worst players for every team this season. I guess that's how you would say it, I suppose. We've all picked one player from each team that we think has been bad. It's actually, I don't know about you guys, but I found this actually, it's quite difficult.
It was very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. I probably
Some of
should
them
have
are just
started it
in
a day or two ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Thinking about it, but
Some of them are just...
There are only a
some of them are
handful
just
where
thrown
it was
in.
immediate
Yeah.
thought.
definitely.
But no, all right. Well, we might as well get things started with Ollie's team. And why don't you kick us off, Ollie, with your one, as they are your Arsenal?
They are. So I have gone for Willian as my
Fair enough.
worst Arsenal player of the season.
Yep.
I just think, he's played 20 appearances, 0 goals, 5 assists. So he's not done much.
I think did 3 of the assists come on the first day?
2 or 3 of them did, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gone downhill ever since then, really. You compare that to last season, 36 goals, 36 appearances, 9 goals, 7 assists. And obviously, Chelsea last year, but he's just not been on it this year. Obviously, yes, he has played less games, but again, we haven't finished the season yet.
Yeah.
I just think, he's just been a bit woeful, really. I don't know why we keep buying Chelsea rejects when they're not rejects. I'd say Chelsea that past their prime.
Yeah, Chelsea are done with them, but they just come to Arsenal. Yeah.
The scraps, Chelsea
That's
scraps. But Willian, I'm sorry, but step your game up.
Come on the podcast, defend yourself.
Yeah.
Love that.
We're saying that a lot. We're going to be saying that a lot.
Yeah, I'll go next, but just quickly. Mine's Hector Bella.
I thought it would be. I thought it was either going to be him or Aubameyang. But
I thought yours would be Willian, so I was like, I'll leave Willian. I'm going to go for Bellerin. He's just not been that great this season. He had a weird phase for part of the season where he just couldn't take a throw in, and he seemed to have gone past that now.
That happened to 2 games in a row or something.
Yeah, and it's that's a bit. But I was doing some deep dives on his stats. But for a wing back, he does bomb forward a lot, doesn't he? He gets forward and he gets involved. He does 0.5 crosses a game, with 0.1 through balls and only 1 dribble and 1 tackle per game. And for a wing back in today's game, I just don't think that's good enough, especially for a top tier team.
No.
And I think it's probably time he moved on. I heard some rumours about PSG maybe wanting him, and I think if he was to go over the French league, he would probably boss it up. To be fair, the Farmers League or whatever we say. Mine's Hector Bella, and he's just not been good enough ever since the injury. Really.
Yeah, I was about to say, ever since he's come back from his
ACLs
ACL injury, he's not been the same guy.
Seems like a nice guy though.
Yeah.
But,
That's the thing. I really like Hector Bellerin sort of as a person. But
the F1 video was hilarious. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but the F1 presenters are going around the paddock and that, and they zoom in on Hector Bellerin and they call him a hipster. They don't realise who he is. They're
Ted
like, the
Kravitz.
hipsters with their sunglasses and long hair, and they look very cool.
Yeah,
Like,
there's the one with Ted Kravitz when he says that they're filming him, and he says, "Oh, the hipsters with their cool glasses and their long hair." And there's another one with Martin Brundle where Martin just walks basically straight up to Hector Bellerin and Winnie Harlow. And basically, he just completely says, "Sorry, do you mind if we have a chat?" And pushes Hector Bellerin out the way. It's a bit like,
that's so funny, man.
No one have a clue who he is.
Not in the F1 world, apparently.
No, apparently.
But yeah. So, Mark, who have you got for your one, mate?
For Arsenal, I've got David Luiz.
Fair.
Just with the one thing that sort of made me decide that he has a league high for giving free penalties. In
wow.
a league high, apparently.
Okay.
3 penalties, which doesn't sound like a lot.
Most.
Yeah, and David Luiz is the problem. And for that, I was just like, I can't defender giving all the penalties away. And David Luiz as well, and probably another Chelsea reject too. And I was like, it's got to be. I mean, I wanted to put Nicolas Pepe on there purely for he's a good player, but 5 goals for 72 million.
But he is getting better.
He's getting better.
He is getting better.
But the way things have gone, though, he's not like officially on mine.
He doesn't get enough game time, though, I don't think.
No,
Don't know how many
started to get a bit more.
Willian gets picked over him. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. He started to get a bit more game time, obviously, when Aubameyang wasn't there. And then Aubameyang came back and he was obviously just pushed to the side again. It was like what George was saying the other week when he was on the podcast about his friend of a friend who knows someone or whatever it is that works at Arsenal or something, so that Pepe's only now just started actually probably going to the gym and doing weights as opposed to cardio.
Yeah.
So you're a bit like, hopefully now he's getting more acclimatized to the Prem and he will do better. But coming from the Farmers League to the bigger Premier League, it's going to be a bit of a culture shock, a bit of an adjustment.
My worst player is David Luiz, though, because Pepe is still a good player.
Yeah. I nearly threw Xhaka in here, but I just actually forgot about him. I probably would have put Xhaka in here if I remembered. But Harry, who have you gone for, my man?
This might not happen a lot in this video, but we've all gone for different people. I've gone for Aubameyang.
That says something about Arsenal, doesn't it?
I've gone for Aubameyang, although that being said, he has started to play pretty well recently.
Yeah.
But during like the struggles at the start of the season, he was just giving nothing, absolutely nothing. Like Lacazette's been better than him this season. Oof, that's how bad Aubameyang has been.
Yeah.
When you're the guy at a football club, and he's been known for the last 7-8 years of his career being consistent goals, reliable player, turn up playing week in, week out, and to go 4 or 5 months where he just seemingly didn't do anything. Didn't even run half the time. I think he kind of got away without much criticism.
Not on this podcast.
No, definitely not here.
Not here. Not where it matters.
That's the thing. I think he's allowed a bad season, to be fair, after everything that he's sort of done for Arsenal in the short time he's been there, and obviously throughout his career anyway, he's been so consistent.
If you're a top player though, you're not allowed any bad seasons.
Oh yeah, it's not ideal, but I think I think he's deserved a bad season. But
he's been lucky that he hasn't been the worst thing about Arsenal. There's always been something else that's been that's been at the forefront of the problem rather than Aubameyang not getting goals.
Yeah.
Normally it's Ty.
Yeah, there we go. Aston Villa, man. This was hard. I've struggled with Villa. I originally wanted to go for Ross Barkley, but I didn't. I went for Trezeguet. Now, I don't know a whole deal about Trezeguet, but I know he is in and around this Aston Villa team quite well. He's played 17 games this season. He's got is 1 assist. He is on average per game, he is dispossessed half the time he has the ball, which isn't great.
Terrible.
And with the limited touches he has, he also averages 1.3 bad touches a game. So I just think with the players that they have in that team as well, like El Ghazi, obviously Grealish, Watkins up top. He's just not really going to get a look in anymore, and it's just not a very good player, to be fair. And there was quite a lot of hype, I think, around him, or like not hype, but like maybe optimism around him when he came into the Villa team. But yeah, he just hasn't pushed on, and they've gotten stronger. Just he hasn't. But yeah, Mark, who have you got for
Aston Villa?
Villa.
Douglas Luiz.
Fair.
Yeah, just don't think he really has contributed anything to the team. I think I've just had 22 appearances. Didn't write any more stats down, but no goals, 2 assists, 20 shots, 6 on target with a 30% accuracy. Just not really in the squad. Oh, he's in the squad getting played. 22 appearances so far this season is quite a few, but not to really do anything with that.
Yeah, he is sort of like their holding midfielder player, isn't he, I suppose? Or like, create from the back, but I don't really think he is creating too much.
Yeah. So his passes per match is 42 as well. In an arguably creative team,
you'd want to be pinging some more passes.
Pinging some more balls. And
you got like Grealish and, like,
in front
Watkins
of you.
Going forward, McGinn, like all
these
these
you've got a lot happening around you. And if
very true.
you can't just get a lot of passes in that game to iron any of them,
very true.
You're doing. Like,
yeah.
Douglas Luiz.
Nice. Ollie, who have you gone for, mate?
Douglas Luiz as well, to be fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much the same as Mark, really. I think from last season, 36 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. And this season, obviously, 0 goals, 2 assists. Yeah. So he isn't doing much better than last season. So it kind of just proves how long has he sort of been on this bit of a dead streak for.
Bland, isn't
he? He's just not. If a player in that sort of position, you want him to be doing more, sort of contributing a bit more. But yeah, he's really not at the moment.
No, yeah, I don't, he's good for a banger though. I will tell you that he has scored a couple bangers I've noticed for Villa, but that's about it really. H, who have you got for Villa, man?
Same as you, Trezeguet.
Nice.
Starting to look more consistent. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, for a player who's got a reasonable amount of game time.
Yeah.
Started about half of his games, comes off the bench the other half of his games. Hasn't really done much. Well, I've seen them play a few times on Sky this season. He's not really seemed to do much.
No, he doesn't kick on too much. But I'm going to come straight back to you, Harry, with your Brighton and Hove Albion player.
Okay, yeah, I found this one a bit tough because
any of them.
It's mainly just a lack of quality throughout the squad, as opposed to a couple of players being really well.
They are rubbish.
But I've gone for Adam Lallana, not because he's necessarily been really bad. It's just, when you saw it at the start of the season, you think that's a really good pickup for them because he's a creative player. He can make stuff happen, and
he can score goals.
But he's not been doing it. Half the time, he's not even getting in the team. I'm not sure if he's been injured at all.
He's barely started for Brighton.
Was he got like 6 appearances or something?
21 appearances for Brighton this season.
What? This season, 21?
A lot of them
feels like 6.
I would imagine
11 starts. 11 starts, 10 sub appearances.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
But yeah, I mean, I'm wary of looking too much at the stats. They don't always tell the whole story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose you could argue there's not many people to create stuff for. But
every striker they have is poor.
Yeah, I mean the expectations people would have had for him, and he's not met them, which is why I've put him down as my worst.
Nice. No, it's a good shout to be fair, Adam Lallana. He's sort of flown under the radar the whole season, I suppose. But Ollie, who have you gone for now for Brighton?
Adam Lallana.
Nice.
Yeah, sort of again what Harry said. Really, we scored 2 goals in the last 2 seasons. Obviously, I know he was at Liverpool for a lot of last season, or I think the majority of last season. But yeah, 15 appearances last season, 1 goal, 1 assist. 21 appearances this season, 1 goal, 1 assist. I think, last year he didn't get much game time, obviously playing alongside, but it was 15 Premier League appearances, so he probably should have got a little bit more under his belt, but obviously this is last year at Liverpool, but obviously being at Brighton, I think it's just a sheer lack of quality across the whole team, so I'm not really too surprised that stats aren't too great.
Yeah, no, fair play. I mean, yeah, Brighton, just a shit team. Mark, who have you gone for your Brighton?
I didn't think of Adam Lallana just because he didn't really play enough for me to really consider. Because I was like, if you don't get the chance to prove how shit you are, it's not really fair, is it?
Prove how shit you are.
So I went slightly differently when sort of looking into it. I went for Bissouma.
Okay.
25 appearances. This is one where he's just red card, 6 yellow cards. For a defender, I think midfielder, his tackle succession is 60%. And I think he is more of a defensive player as well. He's just not really doing much. He's good at passing the ball.
I think he's one of their best players.
For me, have I got the wrong one? No, I've definitely wrote down. I wrote down here, Bissouma, 6 red cards so far. And I was like, why did I write that down? I must have had a reason. But I would have gone Adam Lallana, but I probably was a bit selfless with the amount.
It doesn't matter. Who cares about Brighton? No one. Let's just. I've gone for Neil Maupay because he is their starting striker, and he's shit. Let's put it that way. He cannot finish. They are the kings of. As a Palace fan, obviously, I hear a lot of stuff on, Twitter from Brighton fans and all that kind of stuff. So the amount they talk about expected goals, they should be top of the league. But expected goals mean nothing when you have poor strikers who cannot take any chances. They missed 2 penalties in one game.
Oh my god!
And it was two different takers. That is horrendous. And yeah, if they keep this up, they're probably going to get relegated because Fulham are really starting to turn things around and pick up some points. But Neil Maupay, I could have picked a few players like Pascal Gross as well. I don't think he's been very good. But yeah, that's it really. Neil Maupay, not very good. And I know Ollie doesn't like him either because of the whole Arsenal thing.
Very true.
He did nothing wrong, in fairness.
Well, yeah, you never know. No Brighton player is ever fully in the clear, H. Burnley. Does anyone want to kick us off with Burnley?
Yeah, go
on.
Josh Brownhill.
I don't even know if I'm 100% sure I know who that is.
Yeah.
23 appearances.
Okay.
No goals. No assists.
What is he? Where does he play?
Let me double check that. I didn't write that down.
Midfield,
okay.
1 through ball. Just 1.
Okay. Is that per game or?
Just season so far.
Oh, okay.
Shot accuracy, 9% with 2 shots on target.
Bloody hell. I don't even know who he is, man.
There you go.
Same
case solved.
Fair enough. I've gone for Ashley Barnes, and all I've got written down is he has more yellow cards than goals. 4 yellow cards, 3 goals. So and from I remember a couple of seasons ago, you'd think Ashley Barnes, okay, he's getting 10 goals a season in the Premier League. He's probably pushing to 10 goals. Him and Chris Wood they're a good striking duo. They were steady. But no, he's been rubbish. Yeah, no, he's been terrible. And Chris Wood hasn't been that much better either. That's probably why they're in the position they're in. But
I don't think Barnes has ever really been a goal scorer per se, so much as someone who likes to throw his weight around up top, break things up and kind of.
Well, from Fantasy League, he's been from my using him in Fantasy League, like not this season, a few seasons ago. He's definitely did well on the goal front for at least 2 seasons. But he's definitely not like a perennial goal scorer or anything like that. He's not going to be bagging goals. But yeah, no. Hey, who have you got them?
I've got Matty Vidra.
One of your own former Reading boy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he had a couple of bad injuries, probably around 2014, 2015. But yeah, he's not good enough to be a Premier League striker. He doesn't start very much, but he's 1 goal this season. Pretty poor. For the player everyone thought he was going to be at one point. Just not that guy. And I know Burnley can't really afford many replacements. But he's not better than Chris Wood. He's not better than Ashley Barnes. He's not better than Jay Rodriguez. So I don't see how he gets many more chances to
Yeah, injuries
Trying.
basically. That's why, yeah. But yeah, no, fair enough. Vidra, yeah, he's very uninspiring player to watch, so I don't blame you for that one. All right, finish us off, Ollie, for Burnley. Who've you got?
Vidra.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's just for a striker forward. He doesn't convert anything. He's poor, very poor. 19 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist last season. 18 appearances, 1 goal and no assist this season. Sort of speak for himself, really. But you need more than that. You definitely need a lot more than that if you want to be a decent striker. You're not doing sort of your job essentially. You put up the top to score or assist people, and clearly not doing it very well.
Yeah, no, fair play. Yeah, he won't be around for long. He was all right at Watford, I remember, for like a season or two. Maybe he was decent.
Couple, yeah. He was lighting the Championship on fire.
Yeah,
at one point.
Yeah,
he was sick.
But yeah, no, Premier League, he's never quite been the guy. And wow, Mane just missed an absolutely fantastic chance to score. But it doesn't matter, you're 2-0 up anyway. Chelsea. I'm going to save mine till last because I think I've gone for one that I don't know if anyone else would have gone for.
Same.
So, okay. All right, then. Well, we'll start with H. Who's your Chelsea man?
I've got a slash. This is my only slash of the whole video.
Oh, okay.
Just because the money you've spent on them and the lack of output is Havertz and Ziyech.
Fair.
Although I did hear apparently Havertz played really well the other day.
He did against Everton. He was honestly, he was fantastic. He looked really, really
looked
good.
like the player that was worth.
Yeah, he did look really good.
So I would lean towards giving it to Ziyech because I've not had anyone say anything about him this season.
He's been so poor.
I haven't really seen him.
But yeah, I mean, they've not. Yeah, underwhelming. I think it's the perfect word.
Underwhelming, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Chelsea haven't been like really bad. They've lost a few games. They haven't been like really bad.
Have they lost yet under Tuchel? I think they're still unbeaten under Tuchel, right? In the Premier League.
Possibly.
I think they're still
they're unbeaten still, yeah.
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 Good manager, that.
Yeah. Havertz and Ziyech.
Nice. Yeah, I don't blame you. Ollie, who have you got, mate?
Havertz. I think after the money that they spent on him, it was just, you need so much more than that. And I think it was, for Chelsea, I think it was one of those situations where we can buy him, so why not? As opposed to we need him. Because obviously they just bought Werner, they just put Ziyech in, and they thought, let's get Havertz. Let's spend an unbelievable amount of money on him. And for the amount of money, like people talk about Nicolas Pepe, I think he's not doing much either, really, Havertz. Last season, he had 30 appearances, 12 goals, 6 assists. Obviously, I know it's a different league, but this season, 18 appearances, 1 goal, 0 assists. 20 appearances, 1 goal, 5 assists. So, yeah, it's just not good enough for that sort of standard Chelsea want, really.
No, definitely
obviously,
not.
he's been really recently, and obviously, like you said, in the Everton game, he's played well, and I think on Tuchel, he's probably going to do a lot better. But up until now, I think, he's definitely been one of the worst players on that team. Sure.
I definitely. Well, it's quite funny, actually. I think he's now playing the position that he played last season for Leverkusen, and the position that he wants to play as like that centre forward false 9. And he played amazing. He played really, really well.
Yeah.
Surprising when that could happen, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. Frank was just playing him sort of
everywhere, here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, just trying to see where
on
do you
the
fit?
wing
Where
or
do you fit?
something.
I fit here. Okay, what about over here?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'll go for mine. I'll let you finish this one off, Mark. I've gone for Ben Chilwell, and you might think that's a bit weird, but I mean, stats-wise, he's got 2 goals, 4 assists this season, which isn't horrendous to be fair. But Ben Chilwell, I would imagine, like Leicester, and that he'd be getting more than that. Also,
4 assists.
He's lost his job at the moment. Marcus Alonso is being picked over him.
He's fighting for his spot.
And this is Ben Chilwell, who is, I would say Luke Shaw's England starting left back at the moment, but with the way he's played this season. But Ben Chilwell should be fighting for that spot, and he's now lost his place to Marcus Alonso, who has not been fancied by the last couple of managers at Chelsea.
No.
And now he's been bought in Yeah, and Alonso's been brought in instead of him. And they're also, I saw today, rumoured they're looking at Hakimi from Inter Milan, who can also play left or right. And they are liking Callum Hudson-Odoi on that right. I know he got the whole subbing thing, but he's still playing really well. Like, if you look at stats and everything, Hudson-Odoi is playing very well on that right-hand side. I just think if Chilwell doesn't get his shit together really soon, he could lose his spot in this Chelsea team, like permanently. Especially if they bring in this Hakimi fella, like he's quality. So I don't know. It's a bit of a mad one. I just thought, Ben Chilwell. I don't think anyone else is going to say him, to be fair.
He was amazing at Leicester.
And he was actually to be fair, he started this season well. He really did. I mean, what can I say? He's lost his spot to Marcus Alonso. Like,
I don't think it was massively deserving that he lost it, because he wasn't playing terribly to deserve to lose it.
I guess it's just stuff maybe we didn't see. So training and stuff like that. Maybe stuff wasn't working out. Tuchel just fancied Alonso more. But
I think it might, maybe more just like Tuchel's tactical ideas that he wanted
to
implement. Because it was pretty much as soon as he came in, Alonso was starting instead of Chilwell.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Obviously, I'm not saying Ben Chilwell was a bad player, because that would be stupid. He's not a bad player at all. It's just I wanted to go for someone a bit different, and I thought this would be quite an interesting one to bring up. But Mark.
Unfortunately, Tuchel sort of came in to that Chelsea team around about the same time I put Ben Chilwell in my fantasy team, and it didn't work out too well.
It's not worked out.
I was like, why on earth is Ben Chilwell not playing? He started like every game this season. I'm like, I see.
Okay.
Being shunned.
Tuchel's coming in to fuck the game up. Cool.
Yeah.
But Mark, round us off, man. Who have you got for Chelsea?
So I looked at mine more like sort of stat basis and sort of the level this player is and the output that they're giving. I've gone for N'Golo Kante. Right. So hear me out.
I'd say he's having one of his better seasons the last few years.
24 appearances, 2 assists, 6 yellows, and like 50 passes per game.
What's his pass accuracy on that? Do you know?
I don't know his pass accuracy, but he's done 8 crosses with 13% accuracy. No through balls, 66 accurate long balls, but
he's more of a defensive mid, though, isn't he?
50 passes a game is quite a lot.
It's a decent
for a defensive mid. His tackle success is 50%. That means when he's going in for a challenge, half the time he will fuck it up.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm
world class.
Fair play.
I think, like Harry said, the stats don't always tell the true story.
They're telling my story at the moment.
Okay, I like it.
We're talking of a senior player here, world class, and you expect a bit more consistent. He's doing worse with more than he did last season. Last season he did better with less appearances.
He was bad last season. Last season he wasn't bad. Last season was one of his worst years.
Yeah.
And
the season before, he was unbelievable.
Last season, 22 appearances.
A couple of seasons before,
22 appearances, and he actually managed to get 3 goals and did okay. I know you'll say stats, but I am with H on this. Stats do not tell the whole story. Obviously, there is. But it doesn't tell. There's so much that we don't know, right? But the way I did this list was I rate it. Okay. Looking at their stats.
I mean, I rate it. I don't agree with it, but
I'm putting N'Golo Kante out there.
N'Golo Kante is Chelsea's worst player this season.
Yeah, think about what he should be doing.
You've come up with some crazy comments recently.
Someone's going. I don't want it to be
Alexander-Arnold, top 10 defenders of all time. Yeah. Castagna, one of the signings of the season.
I bet United's worst player is Bruno, isn't it?
Wow, he could have done more.
Palace.
Bruno Fernandes.
We've all been, haven't we? Yeah. Palace. This one, I was thinking about it for a while. I'll just start us off real quick. Yeah. I'm not going to talk too much about it.
I was going to say I wanted you to go first on this one.
Okay.
Just take it.
It was actually quite tough. Like, not because I don't know. I know it's been an up and down season. Obviously, anyone who watches the podcast, and especially you lot, have known that I've been just like that all year with Palace. But on the grand scale, this is one of our best seasons ever in the Premier League. This is our best season in the Premier League ever. This is the most points we've had at this point in the Premier League ever. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it because we are horrendous to watch and the football is so uninspiring. I can't remember the last time I looked forward to watching a Palace game this season. Like I can't remember the last game this season I was looking forward to watching. But I've gone for Van Aanholt, and the reason why I've gone for Van Aanholt is he's never been an amazing defender, but this year he's taken it up. He's taken it up a notch in how bad he is as a defender. because he just gets bullied off the ball by people that shouldn't bully you off the ball. Like Lowton from Burnley, made him look like an absolute fool, just bundled him over, fell on the floor. It was unbelievably embarrassing. And then Lowton went and volleyed it into the fucking back of the net against Burnley. And I mean, he's better going forward, but he hasn't exactly been very good going forward this year. He even got a chance to play at left wing this season, and was shit. So I think he's moving on. His contract's up at the end of the year. He's also blocking Tyreek Mitchell from starting at the moment, who I really like him as a left back. I think he's going to be a really good prospect going forward. And I think he's been up and down. Like, there's been a couple games where he's played well, but most of the time he has not been very good for us. So I've gone for Patrick Van Aanholt. I actually felt like I was quite nice there. But,
fair.
Anyway, anyone else, just go.
I agree. I think I kind of want on my one. I kind of want your opinion on this, because I didn't have too much time doing this list, so I kind of just went with my gut. But I went Milivojevic.
Give me your reasons why you went Milivojevic, and then I can give you my opinion.
7 yellows, 1 red, 1 assist, 24 appearances.
Yeah, so I will agree. Milivojevic has not been, actually, weirdly, annoyingly, he's not been the same since he signed his new contract.
Sit back, get the money.
Yeah, because obviously the penalties were a big part of our game a few seasons ago. We were getting 10, 11 penalties a season for like a couple of years. And obviously Milivojevic was our penalties, just banging them in. But he also was a very good, remember, when he came in, we still had like Cabaye in that midfield. We've never replaced Cabaye since he left, and that tandem worked really well. And but he just passes sideways now. Passes sideways, passes back, and his passes forward. I mean, he did make a really good pass. It was a really good cross to Benteke's goal against Tottenham. But who'd have thought? You cross a ball into a 6'3" striker, they get their head on it and
get their head on it back of the net.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it?
I did have question marks around Ayew as well.
No, Ayew I can't agree with. He's been even though he's not getting the goals and stuff, eye test performance, he's put in so many solid shifts for us. I couldn't have Ayew on this list.
I mean, I was leaning more between Milivojevic just because I genuinely just
I'd agree. I wouldn't say that's a howler. I'd say that's a fair player to have, Milivojevic, for sure. Ollie, Ollie, go ahead.
Michy Batshuayi.
Fair. I don't even disagree with that either.
Yeah, he's another one. Considering he's a forward, he's not doing anything for you guys. Pretty similar stats to last season, to be honest. 16 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist last season. 16 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists this season, so slightly better. But obviously he's at a different team this season. But yeah, not what you need from a striker. Obviously, I know you guys don't play him or you don't start him.
He barely plays, really.
Oh yeah, 16 appearances. Obviously, I don't know how many of those that he actually started, but
1 or 2, guaranteed, 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah, literally, that's not what you need from a striker, and I think obviously that's why you brought in that Mtata as well. Hopefully he'll be able to put in a better shift than Michy does.
I mean, he's already scored one of he's already a legend from his fucking debut goal, double nutmeg against Brighton. You're a hero. Automatically a hero.
It was a great goal.
It was an unbelievable.
It was a cheeky back heel.
Cheeky back heel, double nutmeg. It was just unreal. But yeah, no, I agree. Michy Batshuayi, he's not been very good at all. Fair enough. He's not really played though. Well, he has, but not. If you looked at his minutes rather than appearances, I think it would tell more.
When I was going through my list, I was trying to look at minutes as well and try and take that into consideration. So I've not gone. I think the lowest amount of minutes I've gone for is 600 or something. Maybe even 900 or something. I can't remember. But I tried to sort of take that into consideration as well. So I wasn't just picking players that they've had 24 appearances, but they've only actually played 5 minutes of each appearance or whatever it may be. So
this is just such a hard list we've given ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Going through it, I was just like, why have we done this, man?
Worst player.
It sounded better in my head. I was
the original thought was obviously top 10 worst players, but obviously at least we get to speak about every single team this time.
It's just like going into the stats, breaking it down, and taking other things into consideration. I'm like, it's just long, Jesus Christ! Like, it's giving me a headache. carry on.
Finish me off, Harry. Pull the sword out. Who have we got?
When you guys think of the position of a winger, what qualities of a player do you come to mind?
Winger, probably
Pace,
acceleration off the ball,
crossing,
his running off the ball,
just running in general.
Yeah, crossing.
You want to be exciting and to the point.
Yeah,
burst.
Yeah, Andros Townsend is none of those.
But he is reliable as hell, and he puts shifts in every week. Stats don't tell you that.
No. He works. He does a decent amount of work, but like for a winger, he does not play like a winger at all.
He doesn't.
And for me, it's just not what you want to see from one of the most creative roles. I see he's got 4 league assists, which isn't awful.
No.
For a team like Palace, that's not awful, but oh my god, he's so boring.
He is
so boring.
He is boring to watch.
That's my vote. It's Andros Townsend.
Andros Townsend. I don't agree, but I appreciate your Townsend in there.
I don't think he's a one squad. I think he has not been he's just not playing his role and is not exciting and the worst players to watch in the squad.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a few players that are fucking bad to watch in our squad, don't trust me. But I'll start again with Everton because I just this was difficult because there's one obvious one. I just didn't want to go for him. I went for Yerry Mina, it's purely maybe it's off the back of the World Cup in the Colombia game. He was extremely dirty in that game against England, but I may still have some hard feelings about that. Maybe, you never know. But also, I just don't think. I think people think he's not been very good, and no one's been talking about him because the person behind him's been worse. And it's just, I mean, I know stats on everything, but 1 tackle a game. He averages 1 tackle a game and 1 foul a game. That means every tackle he makes is a foul. How's that good for a centre back? Do you know what I mean? How's that good for a centre back? How's that good for a centre back? That's not very good. He can pop up in the box and get a goal every now and then, but he makes 1 tackle a game and 1 foul a game. What? That's ridiculous. So Yerry Mina, get out of that Everton team, bruv. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Ollie, who have you got, man?
I went for Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Well, I thought obviously it's going to be a fairly obvious one, but he started every single game last season. We played every single game for Everton last season, and he kept 9 clean sheets. He's played 22 this season. He's kept 6. I think the start he had to this season has really, really put Everton in I wouldn't say a crap position because they're not doing badly, but they could be
a worse position for sure.
Well, yeah, they could be doing. So they could be in a similar sort of position as West Ham right now.
Definitely.
Floating on the edge. Well, I think they're 4th, 5th at the moment. So it's. I think that small little. I think it was only a couple of games, first 4 games or something. He was awful, and I think that's really, really hurt Everton this year. I think even last year, I didn't think he was amazing. He makes. I think we mentioned this before, but he makes everything look so dramatic when he tries to save it. He tries to make it look all fancy, but it doesn't need to be like that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be like that at all. I just think I'm scared that he's going to be our starting keeper for the Euros, but who knows?
Oh no, it's got to be Nick Pope, man.
I hope Nick so. Pope. But
when we had our little chat about having our England team, I noticed everyone was like, "Yeah, Nick Pope in goal consistently."
That might change depending on how the season unfolds, especially with what's going on in Man United at the moment. But we'll talk about that later. But Mark, continue.
Everton, yeah. So my thoughts went straight to Pickford as well, but that's because he basically threw Van Dijk out the stadium when they.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Good tackle.
Clean.
It's good for everyone else, isn't it? But I went slightly different with Alan. Thoughts?
Not a great shout. I think he's actually transformed that Everton midfield into a reliable one. I'm not going to lie.
don't think he's really doing much.
He doesn't do much. I will give you that, but he is so solid and makes that midfield a lot more stable than it has been. For the last
his
few
tackle
years.
success isn't bad at 58%, right? But he's picked up like 4 or 5 yellows already, and
That's exactly how he was back in Napoli. But he was
15
really good.
appearances as well. But that's not great for a team, though. If you're like,
No, but he has actually been good.
to be fair, like I wanted to pick Pickford, but I was like,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Like, so I was like, I'll try and pick a player who's out in the field, and I came with the conclusion of Alan because 15 appearances, 5 yellows. I was a bit like, oh, that means it's not great if he's like consistently getting yellows and putting a team on edge.
Yeah, no, fair play.
Yeah, but that didn't really have much to add on to that one anyway. So.
No, Everton's actually quite a difficult one, to be fair. Apart from Pickford, like outside the obvious ones. Harry, who have you got, man? Anyone? Have we done it again? 4 different people?
No, I went to Pickford. I've been disappointed because the last couple of years I've actually I've liked Pickford the last couple of years, but just this season there's something about I don't know if it's something's happened to him in his personal life, but his movement now is so erratic.
Yeah.
You don't feel safe with him as your goalie at the minute. He was great at the World Cup, and I think even last year, the year before, he was like relatively solid for Everton. But he's not looked good this year.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with that. But he cannot start for England in the Euros. He just can't. But we'll move on. Fulham. This is actually quite difficult. I'll be honest, because I don't actually know that much about Fulham. But I've just gone for Mitrovic.
I was going to say that.
Where is he, man?
That was the one standout person for me.
Yeah, he's been the guy at Fulham for like a little while now, and he's just nowhere to be seen.
He's the goal scorer. He is the guy who scores the goals.
I know it's hard to say he's been the worst player, but he hasn't actually played. Like I know it's hard to say it when that in that situation, but he just isn't about.
He can't hack the Premier League. He can't.
Yeah,
I went for him as well. He's such a great striker in the Premier League.
I think we all went for him.
Did we all go for him?
I think okay, that's the first one.
Easy.
Anyone else got anything to say about Mitrovic?
Yeah, last season, 40 appearances, 26 goals, 3 assists. How is he going? Obviously, I know Championship compared to the Prem, but like the drop off on that is so bad. And I think even the year before that, when they were in the Prem, he was performing a lot better than he is now. But I think 21 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists. That's not good. Not good at all. It's such a drop off from last season. That's awful.
I think maybe he's the kind of player who thrives on having fans there.
So he just doesn't play otherwise.
Having the atmosphere. Where he just maybe getting the game zone in his head or whatever.
Yeah. Fair enough. That could very well be something to that, to be fair. Maybe you never know. If they do end up staying up, maybe next year with the fans back in the stadium, he pulls it back. You never know. Hopefully Fulham. I really want Fulham to stay up. But yeah, Leeds, this was the hardest one I thought for me personally.
Yeah, definitely.
This or Sheffield United. But Leeds, I've gone for Helder Costa. And I think this is purely off the fact that he was bossing it up for me last year on Football Manager. In my Leeds career in the Championship, like he was unbelievable. But this season, he's only played up 900 minutes. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists. He makes for an attacking player, he makes like 0.4 key passes a game and 0.2 crosses. When you got a player like Bamford in the box who can header as well, I don't know if it's just me, but I think that might just be a personal thing with me. I just struggled with this, and I just kept thinking back to Helder Costa. Maybe I held him to a higher standard than he actually is coming into the season. But yeah, it's Helder Costa for me because it's actually it's hard to find another Leeds player that's been poor. But Harry, who'd you go for, mate?
Same.
Oh,
as well. But for this team and for Leeds and the next team as well, they're the 2 teams where I'd say I wouldn't say anyone's actually been bad.
No, yeah.
But yeah, he's still been relatively productive, Helder Costa. But like you say, yeah, last year I think people were talking about him quite a lot, and then not been as effective.
No, it's just I really thought he was going to be one of Leeds' main guys this year, because obviously they lost Pablo Hernandez, And I thought, okay, well, Pablo Hernandez is gone. They'll probably push on now with someone like Helder Costa who can play in the exact same position as him. But didn't happen. Well, they got Rafinha instead, who turned out to be an absolute baller. So fair play.
He's good.
Who needs a Helder Costa? Yeah, exactly. Ollie, who'd you go for in this one, man?
Like you guys have said, I really struggled with this one. Basically, I went for Rodrigo.
That's a good shout, actually.
The thing is, I don't think anyone in this team has been particularly bad this year. I wouldn't say, obviously, there's a couple of players that have been like stand out from the rest, but everyone else has pretty much just been on a level. But Rodrigo, I think 27 appearances, 4 goals, 9 assists last season. It's not bad, obviously, Championship compared to the Premier League, but this season, 19 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. I just don't think he's taken that step to the Premier League as well as some of the other players have. I don't think he's adapted as well as they have, but as I say, it was a really hard decision, and I don't think he's been awful by any means. I just don't think he's been quite up to where everyone else is.
No,
So,
definitely. I think
for me, it was this process of elimination, really, and I had to go for him.
Yeah, no, I think he was brought in on the assumption that Bamford was not going to be what he is. Sorry. Obviously, that was pretty much a shock to everyone, right? Bamford. I don't think anyone predicted Bamford to be playing like this.
No.
But yeah, I mean, we all play FIFA career mode. We know what Rodrigo was a few years ago on career mode. You'd bring him in, and he was an absolute baller for your team, young striker. But yeah, I suppose it is a bit disheartening because he's been at Valencia for a while, I believe. I don't know if that was his last club that he was at, but he was at Valencia for quite some time. Yeah. But yeah, no, fair enough. If you got to go for someone, why not go for him? But Mark, who have you got, man?
So I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm just going to pop to the toilet.
No worries.
No worries.
Yeah, no, I mean, the general consensus of this is clearly that it was actually quite hard to sort of go through this. I did, before coming on, have Pascal Struijk, I think is his name. But right. I kind of felt like I was bullying because he only had like 12 appearances. So he's
actually been all right.
But yeah,
I was going to say, I think he's been okay.
Yeah, but that's why I was a bit like, I'm not
hard. It's hard to choose.
I'm genuinely not too sure about this team because I look at this and Patrick Bamford's been great. Yeah, these people have been great, and I'm like, that's not what we're doing, Mark. That's not what we're here to do. I've just had a sort of a quick look now. Again, I'm just not too sure, but Calvin Phillips.
Nah, he's been good.
No,
I think right.
I'm just looking at stats. Good. No goals.
He's so important. He's so important.
He is. He's that midfield rock.
Again, it's just not something I had.
He could play for England, to be fair, Calvin Phillips. Actually, I was thinking that.
Yeah, I just thought this team was just so hard to choose a bad player because they're all just been consistently decent. There's not really a standout catastrophe in the team.
With you. Definitely, that's why I went for Helder Costa. It was just off a whim. I didn't really. More personal than anything, but
I think there might have been one player, Hernandez maybe, that I looked at. Was a bit like, could do.
Is Pablo Hernandez still there? I thought
Pablo Hernandez, 13 appearances, 2 assists.
Is he still? I thought he'd left Leeds. Sorry, my bad. I thought Hernandez had left Leeds.
No, he's still there.
I thought he got to Sociedad or something like that.
He was my other one, but then I don't know. There wasn't really enough information on him to go on. So again,
he's been very good for Leeds for a little while now. But yeah, he's older. But Leicester, this was difficult. I've gone for Jose Perez, but I actually don't think it's very just because he has been injured for quite a bit this season. He's only played 887 minutes, 1 goal. I put him in because he makes 1 dribble per game, and he also makes he gets dispossessed once a game, so it's not very great. But this is not just from this season. I also think Jose Perez is not a very good football player anyway. I think he's
in general.
I think he's massively overhyped from what he was at Newcastle. He's not a starter for Leicester even when he's fully fit. Personally, for me,
no. I
don't know about you guys, but for me, he's not. He's just. It was difficult because, like Harry was saying, Leicester and Leeds have not really had anyone that's been disappointing. If they've not played, it's because of injury or something like that. Yeah. So it's unfair. But out of everyone, I just thought, Jose Perez has been lacking for a couple seasons now, not just this year. So I'll throw him in there. But Mark, who did you got for Leicester?
Again, I think back-to-back difficult teams here to think about worst players when you've got such a not a massively deep squad, but every player is a good footballer. Especially Leicester with the form they're in at the moment. But I went for Wesley Fofana. Fofana.
Mad. I can't.
18
He's doing good.
appearances, 5 clean sheets, 17 goals conceded. So there's only been one appearance where a goal wasn't conceded.
Yeah, but what about the other players? If you look at the other defenders.
No. If it's 18 games played, 17 goals conceded.
Yeah.
That just means
18 appearances.
across. So there'll be more than one.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I think I might have had it all seasons. Oh, no. 2021, still 17 goals conceded.
There might be 4 goals conceded in one game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there'll be
as opposed to one game.
Maybe. That's still 4 goals conceded in one game, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, but there could be other games where he didn't concede any.
But still, 18 appearances and 17 goals conceded, I thought was a bit of a bad number.
I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. I think Fofana's a really good young centre back, but yeah, fair play. It's hard to choose one in this Leicester thing. It's bare hard. It's bare hard. So yeah, fair play. But Ollie, who have you got?
I went for Nacho. I just think he's been very underwhelming this season.
He's been underwhelming ever since he left City.
Yeah, but he was slightly better last year at Leicester. What was it? 20 appearances, 5 goals, 4 assists. Not amazing, but not terrible. This season, 15 appearances, 3 goals, no assists. He's missing something there, I think.
He's worse than you.
Especially as Vardy's been
injured stats,
a lot this season.
Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But he has had injuries, to be fair.
But again, yeah, I just think he's one of those players that he's taken a couple of sort of knocks, and I don't think he's ever going to reach his full potential after those sort of things happening to him when he was sort of a young age. But even still, comparing from last season to this season, he's not been as good as he was. He wasn't amazing last season, as I say, but he's not been close to that sort of standard. Needs to be providing a bit more.
Fair play.
Like you guys have already said, though, it was another hard one with Leicester. So
it's easier to do Liverpool and like City and United than Leicester.
Honestly, the bigger teams were the easier teams for me.
Yeah, it was weird. But finish us off, mate. Who have you got?
I've not really got anything else to add. I had Nacho and Perez down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I don't hate either of them as players. Maybe just a little bit unproductive this season.
Yeah, fair play. Liverpool. Let's give this straight to Mark because obviously he is our in-house Liverpool fan. It's been a shit show this season, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's not been great.
Who's been your worst player this season, man?
I went back and forth.
You can only name one.
Yeah, right. Only one.
One.
You can only name one. You can only name one because we've got some.
Nah, can't do it. Quit.
Thank God.
I think Thiago hyped up and I don't know, has caused more problems in the team than he has solved them.
Fair play.
There is so many that I want to go through.
I'd only say it's his first year in the Premier League. And
exactly.
Liverpool team to be in.
I know it is harsh. It's so harsh, right?
Yeah.
But
he was injured when everyone was fit, and then he got fit, and all the players got injured.
Yeah.
It
is hard because I think I'm suffering from the problem where I considered him potentially world class. He just won the Champions League, and I was like, we're signing someone who just won.
World class. Yeah,
he's just won the Champions League. He's going to absolutely tear it up, and he comes into the team and he's not doing what the usual midfielders do for Liverpool, and he's doing pretty much the opposite, slowing the game down, not pushing that ball forward to get to the wingers on the ends. It just didn't work.
I've noticed that. I've noticed, because you know how fast you usually play.
Yeah, bang, bang, bang.
I've noticed that he does hold the ball for like an extra second or two longer than he should sometimes.
Like Salah would then run offside.
I will just. He has played pretty well actually in this Leipzig game. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, fair. He's probably used to European football.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know. I do agree. I am probably picking on him because I hyped him up in my own head probably so much coming in and just being he's going to dominate. Wijnaldum's going to go out, and we've got Thiago to.
I don't know if that's a problem from you though, because I think that's everyone. I don't think anyone saw Thiago coming into the Premier League being like, he's not going to be very good. Yeah, he's just won, the treble with Bayern Munich, arguably one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah, I'm speaking me personally.
Yeah. I just don't. I
thought he would come in and basically be the new Wijnaldum, like being able to get goals there, being an attacking threat, a creative threat, and just an all-round.
Yeah.
Put in 100% every game, get back. But I don't know, he just hasn't really done that. I don't think he's gelled in with the squad and the type of football. But again, that can change very easily. He's a very talented player. But if we're looking at currently probably the worst player in the Liverpool squad, there are obviously worse players, but players who consistently play is probably the best thing to say here for Liverpool. I put Thiago there.
I've gone for someone who consistently plays as well, but it's not Thiago. It's Mane.
Yeah, he's not had a great season.
Mane has been really bad, and I know stats is not every stats. 7 goals, 3 assists. He also gets possessed twice a game, but compare that to last year, he had 18 goals and 7 assists last year. I know there's still more of the Premier League to play, but there's not a chance
he's not getting anywhere near that.
He's also missed a number of sitters this season. I've noticed he does not look like he's a shell of a player he was last year. Like absolutely, even to the way he just looks like running off the ball, everything. It's just something's not right. I think this could be his last season in Merseyside, but I think he's been probably your shittest player this season.
I mean, I agree. I do agree. He was one of the people that I was.
Which is mental.
Yeah, exactly. I still think
that he is, but yeah.
I still think he has that edge. In terms of some other players, when we really need a goal, I wouldn't put money against Mane not scoring.
Yeah.
So that's where I was a bit like, maybe I don't pick on Mane because he can still score at any given moment, just like on the other side of the pitch, like Salah. But if you're comparing him to like previous seasons, he's doing bad.
One of his worst seasons.
Yeah, he's a lot of people in Liverpool having their bad seasons.
Yeah, that's true. H. Who have you got, man?
Yeah, it saddens me to say it because I love Sadio Mane a lot. And on his day, obviously one of the most exciting players in the world to watch.
Definitely.
But yeah, I kept expecting him to like start finding his form again. Like Salah eventually has found relative form.
He's not a goal scorer, right?
Yeah. But he's getting goals.
I think, yeah.
But Mane isn't.
Yeah.
And that's been a big miss for Liverpool's on the table, at least. The goals he was putting in last year.
Yeah, he's so vital to his team, man. But it's a shame. If this is his last season, this is a shame to have him as his last season as in the Liverpool shirt. But Ollie, who have you got, man?
I also went for Thiago.
Fair.
I just think expectation versus reality is sort of such a contradictory, such a difference between the two. Like Mark said, you obviously expect him to come in and be that world-class player he was last season at Bayern, but he's just been non-existent, really. Obviously, I know you have to take into consideration things like him, this being his first season, obviously in the Prem and things like that, but I just think it's, not been up to scratch. I mean, he plays most games, and he plays a lot of the games, and he plays for nearly the whole 90, if not all 90, but I just think 0 goals, 0 assists. That is not good, all things considering. But he never was a massive goal scorer. Or last season, he only got 3 goals and 0 assists. So I think it's not too bad from last year, but I think in terms of what he's actually contributing, away from the actual goal contributions, I just don't think he's been anywhere near where he was last season. So for me, he has been Liverpool's worst player.
Yeah, fair play. I was just distracted because Leipzig are about to absolutely boss out Liverpool because they've just bought ex-Palace man Alexander Sorloth on. So
just quickly, I think we've had a question come through on the chat. It's from Gaming Means a Lot. What are your thoughts on Messi penalty miss and goal? Which I'm not too sure.
Is this from tonight? Because I'm not watching the PSG game.
I'm not too sure.
Tonight, I'm not watching. So
we're doing this at the moment.
And I've got Liverpool
or something.
I don't know.
From tonight.
I haven't seen. I'm not.
Gaming Means a Lot. Give us a bit more detail. What happened? Because there's a lot happening tonight for us right now. So a little bit more detail would be much appreciated. But it sounds
nice.
Did he miss the penalty and then score a goal, or did it?
I'll have a look on Instagram and see if I can find it.
All right, we'll carry on, and we'll Mark, keep an eye on the chat and everything.
Yeah.
We'll carry on. Man City. Have we done everyone? Everyone's done it.
Yeah.
Man City. Anyone want to start Man City?
I will, just because I've another one of those teams where I thought I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's been terrible, and the only players that I could contemplate putting on this list, it wouldn't really be fair to put them on this list because they hadn't played much or they've been injured all season. But for me, it was Zinchenko.
Fair.
I just think he's been a little bit non-existent this season. 19 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists last season. 13 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists this season. So I just think he never was going to be a big sort of contributor towards those goals, being a defender. But I haven't barely even noticed him play this season. I just don't think he's had much of an impact on the City team. Again, as I say, it was a hard decision because all things considering, every time he has played, they've probably still won and kept a clean sheet because that's what City do at the moment. But it was a hard one, but I had to put a name down. So
no, to be fair, I can agree with you on that one because I know obviously he has played a bit, but Cancelo's a right back, but he's been starting at left back over Zinchenko a lot, that's not good for Zinchenko, is it? When you've got a right back starting over you at left, Although Cancelo is a beast.
I agree with Ollie there, actually. I had Zinchenko down. I did have question marks around Aguero, but then I was a bit like...
That's who my other one was.
He's amazing, but I think he suffered from quite a bad injury.
He's been injured for pretty much all season.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I was kind of thought that was a bit unfair, but I went Zinchenko. Where has he been? He's been so muted lately that I've completely forgot he was there. On a separate note, gaming means a lot has come back in the chat. Messi scored a screamer knuckleball from 35 yards out, apparently. Missed a bad penalty, but great save from Navas. Hard shot with power, low, pretty central.
Not so bad. You got like typical Messi, and then you got
Messi.
You got a typical Messi in terms of that 30-yard knuckle. You just expect shit like that from Messi.
That's cool.
And then you got the penalty miss where you're just like, that doesn't happen. I guess that is Messi down. That's Messi down to right. Is that
literally sums him up this season?
Yeah.
It's just been. I think that the bad has come equally with the good this season. He'll score a banger and then something like that will happen.
His head at Barcelona's gone after the whole controversy over the summer of his contract and him wanting to leave and then not allowing it, potentially taking him to court. He probably feels a type of way about it, and I don't blame him at all. But
Messi for Man City.
I'd love it. I'd love it as a player, as a person who doesn't have a horse in the race of the Premier League title. I'd love it.
Just to see Messi Ronaldo come back to United at the same time.
Oh, that would be incredible.
He's come back with another question. Do you think City will win quadruple?
Ooh.
I think they've got a decent chance, but
if they don't meet Bayern Munich in the Champions League, yes.
The treble's a lot more likely, but quadruple maybe not.
I think they beat everyone but Bayern Munich.
They've got as good a chance as anyone's had in a long time.
Yeah,
but they notoriously don't do well in the CL.
No, that's what I mean.
So
that's the competition they have to prove themselves.
Yeah, that's the one
we all know they're capable of winning League Cup, FA Cup.
Premier League. The League Cup is they do the engraving before the season starts on the Carabao Cup. They're like that's City's. But talking of City, you guys have H, have you gone?
Oh no, Gabriel Jesus.
Hey, that's my guy as well.
Yeah. Not good enough to lead the line for a team that wants to win the Champions League or the quadruple. He's not the guy.
That's what I was saying.
I know Aguero's been injured, obviously, but still, there was a time where Gabriel Jesus was for some reason getting in ahead of the fourth highest goal scorer in Premier League history.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's kind of mad to think, what would City do this season if they did have Aguero?
Yeah, true.
They'd have another 20 goals.
Exactly. How much better would they be doing?
Yeah, I mean, 6. I've got Jesus as well. 6 goals, 3 assists. I also put the fact that if this was his year to cement that spot. Aguero's out all year. There's no other striker on the team that's even going to challenge him, and he's been just as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's never going to be what people thought he was going to be coming into the season, coming into his tenure at Man City. He's just not a very good player. Sorry, just not a very good player. Jordan Ayew's better. But Man United.
Just before we move on, which was shout out for. We've got some love from gaming, means a lot. Loving the podcast, by the way. So interested and so interesting. Deserves way more views and listeners. I love that.
That's my guy. That's my guy right there.
It's the praise hands emoji. There you go. Cheers. We love you, man.
Top Donny.
We are on YouTube. We are on YouTube.
We are on YouTube and Instagram and Spotify.
You can go look at our older stuff.
Bang.
Like and subscribe. I always forget to say like and subscribe, but like and subscribe.
That was at the beginning.
Post notification bell, everything like that.
That's it.
All good stuff.
The classics.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Let's get 15 million likes.
For every like, I'll donate a tree.
Don't do the Bellerin curse.
I was just thinking
we're just
about
gonna
that.
start not getting any likes. Man United. I'll go. I'll go. David De Gea. I just don't think he's very good. He's at 1.1 goals against this season, like per game. He's averaging conceding a goal a game. He has the second worst save percentage in the Premier League, just in front of Rui Patricio of Wolves. He has a 38.5% clean sheet rate. And bad for him, Man United have put Henderson in and realised that they're just as good, if maybe not better, with Henderson in than De Gea. So, yeah, I think it's time. Obviously, he is career, like when you look at the players of the keepers that we've had in the league, like talent-wise, he is probably one of the best keepers that we've ever had in the Premier League over the course of his career. But now it's just not really doing it. As you can see, my chair is still sinking. But yeah, I think it's time for United to move on to Henderson, and if he sees out the rest of the season, Henderson, and he's really good, going back to earlier in the podcast, I don't see why he couldn't start for England. I know Pope and Pickford have been doing it longer, but if he is, United's number one keeper and they're good, you can't not have him. I think personally.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to jump on the back of that one, Alf, because I also did have De Gea down just because of where you expect him to be, and where he actually is. Obviously, he's still good. I think he still has it in the locker, but it's just consistently not where he should be, or consistently not what he should be doing. I don't really know how to explain it. He just should be so much better than the form that he's been in lately. Yeah. But yeah, no, I wanted to agree on you on that one. Yeah,
De Gea. Weird. I felt weird putting it down, but yeah, I think there was another guy in here that you could definitely go. There's a couple, maybe, to be fair, but we'll see if Ollie's got any of them. Ollie.
Oh, I definitely have one of them. I felt a little bit harsh putting him in, but I just thought it's got to be done. Donny Van Der Beek. He's
just not
obviously
had the game time.
He's not had the game time, which is kind of a bit unfair to put him in this list. But 1 goal, no assists in the 13 appearances that he's had this season. I don't see why they bought him. It was such a waste of money. It's
probably just not his fault, but he is the worst player in the team. But it's just not his fault that he is the worst player in the team.
Exactly. Yeah. But it was such it's a shame that a player like him is just being wasted there, I guess.
Massively.
It would not surprise me if he wasn't there after this summer. I think he's pretty much, he looks so upset and depressed sat on that sideline every single game. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And compare it to last season, he had 23 appearances, 8 goals, 6 assists. So it's a different league, but again, I think he was probably a lot happier.
Sorry, Salah's just put a sitter over the bar. Jota missed a really good chance as well. But no, I think Van der Beek's quite a good chat. I don't know why I just had it in my head, but I was just thinking if Liverpool get rid of Wijnaldum and that, and United don't want Van der Beek, I think Van der Beek could slip into that Wijnaldum spot in that Liverpool midfield pretty nicely. I don't know. I really do think that could work. He's a good player. At Ajax, he was fantastic.
He was really, really good. That's what I think. It's such a shame he's sort of not doing anything at United at the moment.
He's top tier talent if he can actually get game time and stuff like that. It's just really unfortunate.
He'll probably want to live and get fucking injured though, won't he?
There must be something going on with you just got bad staff.
Going on. Wait till these people do
it. But Manchester United.
It's got to be Paul Pogba, I'm afraid.
Oh, you stuck by your gun.
For many, many reasons. First of all, I know it's been an issue for a few years. It's the price tag. There's still a big reason for why it's such a massive failure. It's the lack of productivity on the pitch. It's the constant off-pitch antics. You know, I'm done at Manchester United. Oh yeah, I'm moving on. Combined with just the sheer arrogance, as if none of these were happening. as if he'd been the best player in the league. As if he'd been banging in 20 goals a season.
That's quality.
As if he hadn't been an absolute nightmare in the dressing room. And he's the one saying, "Oh, I'm done with United." Not United should be. United are done with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, man. You're like, you came back to prove this point, and the point you've proven is that Sir Alex Ferguson is right.
Yeah, and basically.
And you don't go against what if Sir Alex Ferguson thinks he doesn't want you at the club.
Ferguson's a better manager than I thought he was.
You're not going to work out of the
club.
club.
He was great.
That's the thing. I think Paul Pogba is one of those players. He was sat out for so long, and he was obviously, like you said, he got done with United. And you're like, oh, we're in the top four. We're second now. I better get back on the pitch then. And he comes back on. He walks straight back into the team again, which baffles me.
I think we've spoken about this on the pod before, actually, to be fair, about Pogba. He's a luxury player. Not a player that you get if you need someone to put work in and really, get down running. He's someone that you have float in the middle of the pitch, but you make sure you have two other workhorses in that midfield to make up for his lack of work. If you have that situation, he's amazing. Like France, Juventus, that's exactly what they had. Arturo Vidal and Pirlo in Juventus with Pogba. You can't, it's just quality. But I've got to say one more because I can't let him not get mentioned in this. Anthony Martial. He has been shit, mate. From last year, 17 goals, 6 assists to 4 goals and 3 assists this season. And it's not even like, eye test as well. He has not been good.
When he played against Liverpool, missed the sitter of sitters. He just had to hit the ball and he hit it up. Never, ever a starting striker on a winning team. Not on a fan. No, never. Not a Premier League winning team. The audacity to take the number 9 shirt as well. Oh,
it's weird with Martial. He goes like one season he's all right. The next season he's actually quite good. Then he's just all right again. Then he's good. Then he's shit. Then he's good again. Well, there's just no consistency. No consistency there.
I don't even know if that's because I've got his things up here. His best season was last year.
Yeah.
The most goals he scored apart from that is 11, which actually isn't that bad, to be fair. Yeah. That's not that bad. I'd love an 11 goal, striker at Palace. But 4 in 2016, 2017, and then 4 again now in 2020 and 2021. But I don't know. I just don't think he's very good at all. And I think we can't leave him off this list because he has been bad this year. Considering what he did last year, he's been bad. Newcastle, I've just gone everyone apart from Wilson and St. Maximin. I couldn't even be bothered with Newcastle, honestly.
I didn't know half the people.
I actually couldn't be bothered. I nearly put Steve Bruce, but he's not a player. So, if anyone's got someone for Newcastle, please go ahead. I couldn't even be bothered with him.
I had down Jeff Hendrick. Useless.
Fair.
Absolutely useless.
He was a Derby boy, right?
He was all right.
He was good.
Derby.
Yeah.
But, how he's playing as much as he is for a Premier League team, or playing for a Premier League team at all, the way he's been playing this year, is just it's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, he's not good. He's not good, but Jeff Hendrick. I forgot he played for Newcastle.
Exactly.
I forgot. I quite like.
And he's actually made quite a few appearances this season as well. And people still forget he plays for him.
I assume they have the Longstaff brothers in midfield because I've just assumed they were their only midfielders they had. But,
just remember him just scoring that one goal against United, being a hero.
Yeah, and then he's sick apparently.
They've still got John Joe Shelby, but
I know. I was just looking at that. Jesus.
Sorry if anyone had him down.
No, I didn't have him, but deserved.
Mark, who have you got, Mark?
Again, this is a team that I generally was just like, I don't even know these players. Like, I don't really know these people. Obviously, it was easier just to be like, well, I know it's not Callum Wilson or say Maximin, and pretty much, I'm tempted just to be like, everyone else
That's it. It
It's
is
on the
everyone
list.
else. Everyone else is
Even
Just-
the goalkeepers have been all right.
Yeah. To be fair, though, the goalkeeper.
Did you see? Sorry, Sebastian. Did you see when Steve Bruce announced that he dropped Cardano for Dubravka? I genuinely thought Steve Bruce was going to break down in tears. He kept saying, and I just want to reiterate that he's a great guy. You know, he's not done anything wrong. I
think he's probably more doing it for
bro,
players' mindset and everything
definitely.
like that.
But I was like, he hasn't been that good. He was like, he's been quality. I was like, well, he hasn't really though, has he? Because if he'd been quality, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. But so he hasn't. But I don't know, Steve Bruce, you need to get back to writing crime novels because.
No way. Don't.
Oh yeah, have a Google of them up after the podcast.
I didn't know this.
I think some of their football themed as well, just so you know.
Oh, all right.
They're
You
football
pulled it back there.
No, but the titles are football themed, like they're murders, but I've got to have a look. Sorry, we're pausing.
I'm gonna need some information on this. I'm sorry. You can't just drop
Are
that.
they for kids or?
No. I think they're for adults. Okay, literally, one was called Striker, one was called Defender, and one was called Sweeper.
Midfield. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're just like murder mysteries, or they're football themed murder mysteries.
So, yeah, they're football centric murder novels. Yeah. I'm just trying to read if anything about them. My God, they're really rare and they cost upwards of £100 to buy.
What?
That's amazing. We need someone to post it on Reddit.
We're gonna need to get one of those books and do a live reading.
I want to see Striker. That's what I want to read. Striker. It sounds interesting to me.
I'll get Defender.
Yeah. Then we need someone to get Sweeper, and we've got the whole trilogy.
Only £300.
£300 worth of books there.
Start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
All coming out of my account.
It's like a LeBron James rookie card. Sheffield United, this was difficult. I don't have anyone. I
haven't given my one yet for Newcastle.
Oh, sorry, mate. Newcastle. Sorry, you go ahead.
Ryan Fraser. I completely forgot he played for Newcastle.
I did as well, not gonna lie.
He was quite a big influence at Bournemouth, and then obviously there was rumours that he was going to be coming to Arsenal, and then somehow he's ended up playing at Newcastle. 16 appearances, 0 goals, 3 assists. Yeah, pretty non-existent,
Speaks
really.
for itself, yeah.
Exactly.
No, definitely.
Last season, 28 appearances, 1 goal, 4 assists. But I think the season before that, I think the 18-19 season, he was pretty decent. But I think obviously last year and this year, he's just fallen off it. And as I say, I completely forgot he even played for Newcastle, to be honest. I was surprised when I saw his name on the list. So I clicked on it. I was like, is that the same Ryan Fraser that I'm thinking it is?
Same Ryan Fraser that was supposed to go to Arsenal a couple of seasons ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
God.
remember that? I wish that had
Right.
happened now. That'd
We
been
just-
hilarious.
so we just
72
spent-
million on Ryan Fraser.
I was about to say, we spent 72 million on Pepe instead.
Yeah. Sheffield United, I just wrote it down really quick now, Brewster, because they brought him in to be their guy.
Yep.
Turns out he's not. I think he might be. Obviously, he's still young, so he could turn it around. He's 24,
20.
right?
20.
20.
20.
I don't know where I plucked 24 out of from.
Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, so he's still young. He could turn it around, but nothing about his performances tells me that he's going to, from what I've seen. And he
I just haven't seen him. Full stop. I just haven't seen him.
Well, yeah, and that's not going to help, is it? If you're not starting at Sheffield United,
That was my point. Like, he's gone to Sheffield
We
United
said
to get
22
game time.
appearances. 22 appearances. It's like, obviously, I don't know how many of those he started,
Yeah.
but that's not like he's not played any. He's just played a fair amount, all things considering.
it's
But
just
still,
a waste of money.
0
at this
goals,
point.
0
It's
assists.
It was
just
a proper
waste of money
waste of money. You should have just
from a team that really needed to spend their money wisely.
Did they buy him?
Probably could have got him on loan.
Yeah, probably could have got him on loan. Yeah, they did. I think it was like 20 million, 26 million or
Oh,
something.
yeah, because he's their record signing, isn't he?
Yeah,
Isn't he? Yeah.
that's
God,
disgusting.
that is horrendous.
Yeah, who wants to go next for Sheffield United? Throw up a player,
mine
people.
was also Rio Brewster. Just
So
because
was
I was
that.
like, he's done absolutely nothing.
Was yours Rio Brewster as well, Ollie?
Yeah.
Nice. Harry, have you got a different one?
I do have a different one. Ollie Norwood.
Oh, mate, that must have hurt.
Mm,
Oh, you're not a big
It was
Ollie.
only Reading a year or two. No good, decent
Okay.
first. But
they were the uni days when we were watching a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of.
He did score that screamer against Ipswich.
True.
Yeah, no, he's meant to be the puppet master, kind of pulling all the strings in the middle and getting things going, and he's just not done that at all this year. And he's looked pretty lethargic while doing it. And they've been exposed all season long. They've been exposed.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. I do quite like Ollie Norwood as a player, to be fair, but yeah, maybe just not at this standard. I guess Sheffield United. Turns out last year was the freak year. This is what Sheffield United are, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is what I expected them to be last year, not what they were. So
just adding that Rio Brewster, he's total minutes is 955, which works out, I think, 48 minutes per match.
Okay.
Which is
He's getting time.
Yeah, some sort of time. He may have played full games, but on average, he's not playing a full game.
He's playing a half.
He's playing a half, which isn't terrible, but
he's played just over 10 games worth of minutes.
Yeah.
But obviously, he might not have actually played like the full 90.
10
you know
games,
what I mean?
yeah, for
which
sure.
is okay, but again, for someone where they went, right, we need goals, right, Rio Brewster, then
our record signing.
Not. Just doesn't really add up.
Yeah, no, I agree. Southampton, this was difficult. I didn't want to go for a defender, although it's very easy to go for a defender because they just leak goals. But they've got some good defenders, I think. I don't really know what the problem is. But I've gone for Nathan Redmond. And I just think he's so, we're going to use this word again, underwhelming as a football player. I've got 1 goal here, 1 assist. For a player that sees the ball so regularly in a Southampton team that is a creative play outlet for them, he makes 0.6 key passes a game and 0.1 crosses. That's terrible. Right? When you've got Danny Ings in the middle who can get on the end of crosses and stuff. And I know Redmond likes to cut in and shoot and that kind of stuff, but 1 goal, 1 assist for where you are one of the focal points of the team is just not good enough at all. And I mean, Theo Walker's come in and completely outshone him since arriving from Everton. So yeah, it's just a bit like, it's a shame because I thought, there was a time when Nathan Redmond looked like he was going to become a really good player, but he just never kicked on. And I don't think he ever will. But yeah, my Southampton players are Redmond. Who have you got, Mark?
For this one, I didn't really, off the top of my head, know any players that were the shittest.
Yeah.
So I kind of just went for the stats one on this one, so you probably will disagree. Gineppo.
I don't really know much about him, mate. I can't lie. So
That's fine. We'll go through some stats and see what you guys really think. 21 appearances, 1 goal. What sort of stuck out for me was his 15% shot accuracy with 13 shots, 2 on target, 6 crosses, none of them. So cross accuracy was 0.
Oh, none.
And he's put crosses in.
Target. Yeah.
So from the looks of things, he's making appearances, but not really doing much, or just not being really a footballer. And I think obviously that probably does reflect on how much poor form their poor form currently. It just doesn't really add up. That you're looking at those stats, and he just seems like a player who's probably letting them down more than doing them the justice.
Yeah, fair play. I don't actually know much about him, but yeah, he doesn't sound very good.
Just before we move on, we've got a couple people in the chat. Is this going to be on Spotify? Yes, it will be.
It will be.
Are we up to date?
No, we are not up to date at all. So there are some episodes on Spotify. So there's quite a few so far. We are currently working on, because they go over to YouTube first, and then they go from YouTube. They need to be converted to MP3 files and then be uploaded to Spotify, and it's a whole thing. But no, we are in the process of getting those up on Spotify. Probably just gonna do, because we were doing like 1 a week, because we were like 4 or 5 weeks behind ourselves, which is fine. But we've dropped off, so we're probably just gonna bulk do it.
Just lump them on there,
Just
and then
bulk do it.
Try and catch up.
Yeah. Just catch up.
Yeah, and then we can put them up simultaneously each week on both. But there are 6 episodes on there that you can listen to now.
Yeah, there are.
To fill your time with. They're mint episodes, trust me.
Hopefully in the next week or 2, there'll be another 8 that you can listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiled for content, what can I say?
Exactly. Got another message. Hi, are you guys able to put your leg behind your head?
I can't touch my toes, mate. I can't touch my toes. I definitely can't do that. Go on. Or,
Christ!
I think I had a pop.
I was going to say I would have definitely pulled Andy by that
I
point.
should have done some warming up, I think.
More than I could
That's the
do.
best you
Jesus
get.
Christ.
Yeah, I could only get to like
Come on!
there. I'm so unflexible.
Oh, well, no,
There's
I
not
love
a chance I'm even trying to do it.
Oh,
Does that answer your question? Who was that? Daramero, 89. Does that answer your question? Probably.
my leg is actually kind of 80 after doing that.
Oh, steady on. Go have a
Oh,
long
no.
bath.
The tender age of 25.
Well, after doing the left leg to even it out.
So
Right.
where were we? Southampton.
Southampton
I've just
still,
yeah.
sorry, yeah.
Mark's Ollie.
I went for Theo Walker actually.
Oh,
Again, it was another team where I was a bit like, I didn't, like you said, I didn't want to pick a defender, and I thought out of the rest of the sort of midfield up, I just think that he was been, I think, a bit more underwhelming than some of the rest of them. He's not been terrible in all honesty. 15 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. But I just don't think he's sort of been a standout player, considering there's been other players out there that you see like Ward-Prowse and Danny Ings that are obviously
balling.
balling at the moment, and he should be doing something sort of a bit more as well. But off the back of that, he's getting on a bit now. He's sort of in his early to mid 30s, so I don't think he'll be around sort of too much longer in the Prem. So who knows really? But yeah, mine was Theo Walcott.
Nice. That's Theo Walcott. I think you might see his career out of Southampton now, maybe. Which would be nice little story, round everything off for him. But Harry, who have you got for Southampton, mate?
I had Redmond as well. You said everything I wanted to say. Nail on the head.
Why don't you start us off with Spurs then?
Oh, okay. I actually forgot my pair. Okay, yeah. Musa Sissoko.
Ooh, interesting
He's
one.
not a good player. He hasn't ever been a good player since, well, maybe a little bit of the time at Newcastle. That's all. But no, he sucks. What does he do well? What does he do well?
I don't know, but I'm not a Tottenham fan, so and I don't really care about Tottenham, but I'm not the best last person to ask. I've heard he's good in the locker room. You want to pay $100 odd grand a week for someone in the locker room?
Well, ideally, you'd need him to be good on the pitch,
Yeah.
not in the locker room.
He's not bad. I mean, he's not good, but he's not bad.
Terrible.
Nah, he's bad. He's not. Yeah,
Terrible.
he's bad. He's
He's
bad. He's bad.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He's bad. Yeah. Yeah, fuck him. Mark, who have you got, mate?
We still talking about Spurs, yeah? Jeez.
Yeah.
Dele Alli. Just don't rate the guy. Just doesn't really. Just don't seem to do anything.
Well, I don't know what's happened to him.
He's
It's a real
been
shame.
injured quite a lot this season, which is the only reason I didn't put him in. Oh, there was 2 people that I was going to put in mind, which I looked at their actual, like, more in depth into their stats, and yeah, he just hadn't played enough to warrant going in my team.
Fair enough, but for ages I just haven't rated the guy, and I was like, I don't really care what's happened, mate. You're going on this list.
Fair
He's
enough.
not been great at all. Even when he's played, he's not been that great.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about him. Just don't rate
fair
him.
play.
I don't think he's good.
Ollie, who'd you go for, mate?
So, as I say, the first name that actually popped into my head was Gareth Bale, and then I had to look into a bit of his stats again, and I thought probably a bit unfair to obviously to put him in the list because again he's had a lot of injuries. My second thought was Dele Alli. Again, looked at it, a lot of injuries, and I thought it's not really fair putting him in. So I went for Stephen Bergwijn. He's just been a bit non-existent, I think.
His finishing is horrendous.
It is.
horrendous.
Last season, he joined, I'm pretty sure, in January last season. So 14 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. Not too bad for half a season for a brand new team and brand new league. This season, 16 appearances, 0 goals, 3 assists. But you kind of think, what on earth has he been doing while Kane and Son have been linking up every 30 seconds?
Yeah, nothing.
You would have thought he would have got in there somewhere, but yeah, it's another one of those players that it's just gone completely flying under the radar at the moment for me.
Yeah. Mine's Eric Lamela. He's never been good, ever. Even when they bought him. He's the last remaining player from the Bale money that they spent on revitalising the team. And he is one of the worst of them. And he's still there. 0 goals, 0 assists this season. He just sucks. He's been terrible forever. And I have no idea how he still gets into this Tottenham team. I don't get it. Yeah, he's just shit, and I hate it when shit players take good numbers. And he took the number 11 shirt, and he's just bad. He's just bad. I sounded quite northern.
Quite bad.
Just bad.
Quite bad.
Just bad.
Eric Lamela.
Eric Lamela. He's just bad. He's bad. And I don't. Yeah, it baffles me how he's in the Premier League, and for Spurs as well. And he plays quite regularly. It's mental. Yeah, just right. He's just shit. He's just shit.
Yeah.
And before we move on, just had another question from the Dean 1596. When football matches started being shown on the telly again, did you guys watch with or without the awful recorded crowded noise?
Me and Alf watched a couple when COVID rules permitted, and we watched a couple, and every single time, I think you stick on normal Sky Sports and it had the crowd noise. Get about 5 minutes into the game, you're like, God, I've got to turn this off, man. So I can go into Sky Sports 1 or whatever and turn it off.
I also quite like hearing what's happening on the pitch and hearing the players swear and
it
shit.
is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And especially because half the time, obviously, the person that's controlling this soundboard or whatever gets the timing so wrong.
That's what I like about it. It's funny. I love
I hate it.
The away team has a shot and then 5 seconds later it's it's just like
Newcastle are pressing. Oh, so no. That was last week.
Oh man, that's quality. They should just gone the full hog and just put Martin Tyler and that on from the FIFA commentary, just done their commentary over the top. Or just put FIFA soundtracks in instead. Classic FIFA tunes instead of putting the crowd noise in. But yeah, we watched it without. It was just terrible.
Didn't enjoy it.
I'm so looking forward to the people getting back to football, man. I'm gonna go to so many fucking Palace games.
Oh, they've postponed the last 2 game weeks, haven't they?
Yeah.
To basically allow for the fans to be back in the stadiums for the last 2 game weeks. So that'd be good.
I was thinking next season actually for us, for Footy Fetish, we need to do if we can. I don't know how easy it's going to be. It might not be easy to do, but it's a cool idea.
Jesus Christ!
You're right there. You're right.
We got a guest on the show, boys.
Sorry about that. My dog just came into my room. Lovely.
Hi, Jill. I think I think it'd be cool next season if we could try and all go to a game in every stadium and record it and stuff, and for YouTube and stuff. I thought that'd be quite fun. That could be quite. It's gonna be difficult to do, but
I was thinking just get a GoPro and a stick.
Or
just go from there really, and just stitch it together and.
But yeah, I was thinking it'd be a cool idea for the future.
For the future, when we're allowed back at games, we'll do some games, and obviously we'll be covering the Euro 20, where we get some weird games in there apparently.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to go see some weird football if we can. Yeah.
We've had another comment from the Dean. Big love to you guys. That response made me laugh. Friends shared your stuff, so I thought I'd check it out, and it's worth it. So gonna subscribe.
Thank you very much,
bro.
Legend.
More Farasine. Appreciate that.
Big reference, bro.
References are off the hook, bro. Let's get back on track. So if you are a new viewer, you will know that we sidetrack a lot, and then we have to bring ourselves back. We do it all the time. But
professionalism.
We're massively biased as well.
Oh yeah, bias is welcome in this podcast. West Brom. This was difficult as well because everyone's shit. So apart from Diangana, and I don't mind that Mateus Pereira guy, to be fair.
A mate on
I went for Carlin Grant. I went for Carlin Grant. He was brought in this season by West Brom to be their starting striker, and he has been everything but. He scored 1 goal and he has done nothing. I actually didn't know who he was, and then I realised they brought him in this season to be their starting striker. I was like, oh shit. He's not been very good. But and I mean, who cares? West Brom. But H, who have you got for West Brom?
Jake Livermore.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
Just another one of those ones.
He's still playing football. That's mad.
Who just isn't fulfilling potential. And, you know, we think back to when he's at Tottenham, he's actually not a bad player at all. But yeah, he's obviously meant to be like one of the anchors of the midfield. West Brom are a team that have been walked over numerous occasions this season. So you got to look at him in the middle.
I think they've scored the least goals and conceded the most goals. I think West Brom this season, which is pretty mad. It's usually Palace.
Not this year.
It's nice. It's nice though. Yeah, fair. I mean, do you got? Did you two have different players? Mark, who have you got, mate?
Yeah, I did. I'm probably going to butcher his name. So as per usual on this podcast, me butchering players' names. Semi Ajayi.
Semi-adjacent.
Yeah, that one. 24 appearances, one.
Oh, I love that. What? Sorry?
24 appearances, one clean sheet.
Oh, is he a defender? I don't actually know who
Yeah.
he is. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, fair enough.
3 yellows, 1 red.
Oh, peak.
Peak, yeah. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I
awful.
saw that and I was like,
That's
sorry,
not what you
mate.
want.
Not what you want. So yeah, don't know much about this player. I'm not gonna lie, but I saw those
No.
stats. I was like, that's fucking shit. That's dog shit. So yeah, slapped him on the list.
Yeah, West Brom in it.
Yeah, West Brom. to be fair.
Ollie, who have you got? Let's get out of this West Brom rut.
All of them. No. Sawyers. Don't know too much about him, but 19 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists. That's not what you want from a forward.
No.
Last season, he played 46 appearances last season.
Bloody hell.
And yeah, 17 goals, 10 assists. Oh no, that's definitely, I'm looking at the wrong person. 1 goal, 1 assist, 42 appearances.
Oh, right.
But yeah, he was just been trash this season, like the majority of the West Brom team, really. But I thought this one was quite hard just because I don't think anyone was massively shitter than the next person. I think they're all equally as shit as each other, really. But yeah, so Sawyers was the one I had to put down.
Yeah, I don't blame you. We got to do West Ham. This is actually quite difficult. I really don't like West Ham, for anyone that doesn't know. But I went for Said Benrahma, and purely off the fact that he was like so hyped up this season, or like last season coming into the season for West Ham. And I know Palace were in a sort of a battle with them to sign him as well. We ultimately ended up getting Eze, who I'm actually quite happy we went for him over Benrahma. But yeah, I mean, all he's got this season is 4 assists, and he's been not the sort of player he was when he was at Brentford, I don't think.
He was so good last year.
Yeah, and
unplayable.
He just looks like a really average football player at the moment in the Premier League. And then you look at, I mean, they made the deal permanent. I can't remember. It was like 20 odd million, I think they made the deal permanent for. But yeah, and I know Brentford are good this year as well in the Championship. So it's a bit weird that they've lost Ollie Watkins and Benrahma, and they're still, soaring in the Championship. But yeah, it was difficult because I'll be honest with you, it pains me to say, but there's not been many bad West Ham players this season. So yeah, fair play.
Yeah, it's not like he's been a disaster. It's just been
it's just been really not underwhelming, basically. Yeah, just not great.
It's another case of expectation versus reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the back of that, I had him as well on my team, my list. 46 appearances, 17 goals, 10 assists last season. This season, 19 appearances, no goals, 4 assists.
Yeah.
Like, kind of speaks for itself, really. And especially from, like, it's not even like West Ham are doing terribly, and there's not a chance for him to be able to get on the score sheet or do something. They're doing really well. So you kind of think, was that a right decision for him to move to West Ham? Maybe not.
I think he will settle in time. Maybe just not the ideal tactical choice for West Ham at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, he is getting game time and starting, so there is a position there for him. Maybe he just hasn't blossomed into what he can be for West Ham yet. It took a season for Jarrod Bowen to take off, and he's started playing very well, to be fair, for him this year. But yeah, no. Mark, who have you got? Is it a full house, or have you gone for someone different?
I did go for someone slightly different, but that was only because I wrote these last few down in like the 10 minutes before I jumped on, to be completely honest.
Nice.
I don't think
You're working hard. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I looked into this one as much, so I think you guys may have something to say. But I put Mark Noble down.
He's not played anything this season.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I saw like 14 appearances, and I was like, well, I said I'd do over 10, so I guess it counts.
I can't remember. I looked at him earlier because I was thinking.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's played much this season at all.
14 appearances, no goals, no assists, not even a shot on target. Not even a shot, actually.
That's good for Mark Noble.
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of player.
307 minutes.
I mean, I probably was a bit harsh, but like I said, I did just.
That's very harsh.
I think he's started 3. He's played 11. He's come on as a sub for 11. But
like I said, I wrote it down like 10 minutes. I just took pictures of the stats, and I was like, I guess I'll just read this out because I was like, I need to get on because it's basically 8:00.
Imagine if Mark Noble, like West Ham are now getting good. The second that Mark Noble comes out of the team, but Mark Noble is one of their most beloved players. But he is on paper, he's made them worse.
Yeah, that's my reasoning right there. That's what I mean.
It's just me.
No, I think
shithousery brain.
One of the key reasons they've established themselves in the Prem, in fairness.
Yeah.
Like him being a constant in the team, in the dressing room.
I do think.
I don't know on now, but
yeah, I don't know why. I think he's overrated while at the same time not being rated at all.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like,
he was never good enough to play for England.
But people love him, and it's like, okay, he's not that great. Let's get that true. But I mean, we all love a player that stays at a club for.
Oh yeah.
Zaha, if you're watching, we all love that.
Apart from when you go to United and come up.
Yeah, but that was playing under Fergie. That's different. That's like fair. I was like, fair play. You go do your thing, man. Wolves. This was difficult as well because. I mean, you could go for like Adama Traore or something like that, but I still think he's. Oh, okay, Mark, go ahead, mate.
I went for Adama Traore. Just doesn't really do anything for someone who is apparently meant to be so good. 23 shots, 5 on target. I know he obviously probably doesn't pass the ball, but 18 passes per game.
He does do a lot of dribbling.
I know.
That's about it. Yeah.
But then you can't just be all about that. Do you know what I mean?
No. He's not been good this year.
Not been great. So I think Adama Traore.
I went for him as well. Especially given all the ever since that thing about him wearing all the baby oil and his arms come out, so defenders can't hold on to him. He's not been getting past defenders anyway. So
his arms do look great though.
Yeah, his secret was revealed. His arms are still excellent arms.
Top notch
arms.
Arm game on flick. But yeah, no, he's not really offered much this year.
No, I completely agree. I went for someone different. I went for Willian Jose, how you say it. I know they only signed him in January or whatever it was, because Jimenez got injured and to cover for Jimenez. But he has done nothing since coming in. Literally nothing. 0 goals, 0 assists.
Especially to cover a player like Jimenez.
Right, and to cover a player like Jimenez when you've got no one else to come in and battle you for that position. Similar thing with Gabriel Jesus. The time you can come in. I know he's newer, and Jesus has literally no excuses. But I think it was difficult to choose a player. But Willian Jose, he's done nothing, and he's had the opportunity to do something, and he's done nothing. So that was my player. Ollie, finish us off the entire list. Worst Wolves player of the season for you.
Xiao Moutinho. Because I know that might be a little bit odd, but just comparing him to last season. I wasn't expecting it. He played every single game for Wolves last season. 1 goal, 6 assists. This season, 26 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. I just think he's missing that Jimenez link-up partnership, I think.
A lot of people are probably there.
Yeah, true. But I just think he's been a bit underwhelming this season compared to last season. Again, obviously for the Wolves team, I thought this one was a bit harder because they don't have too many players that are a lot worse than sort of the next person, or even a lot better, bar maybe a couple. But Moutinho for me, he was just a bit underwhelming for me this season. Scored a banger a couple of weeks ago fair enough to him, but it doesn't recuperate for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's just actually got me thinking. Do you think a Wolves a one-team man?
A one-man team.
Yeah, a one-man team. Sorry, a one-team man. A one-team man. Yeah, a one-man team. Sorry, my bad.
I wouldn't say they're completely a one-man team. Obviously,
team one man.
The fact that Jimenez isn't there has definitely hurt them. But losing such a key player like Jota as well, I think that's definitely had a big impact. I think the blow would have been softened a bit if when Jimenez was injured, if Jota was there to sort of pick up some of the pieces. Obviously, I know they play slightly different positions, but obviously just see what Jota does what he was doing at Liverpool before he got injured. Really, really good player. But yeah, I just think combination of both of them has completely knocked him out this season.
Definitely. And Traore literally doing nothing.
Yeah, that's true. But that's it. That's the end of our list. That's well done, boys. We've gone through a lot of players there.
Wow, that's taken us nearly 2 hours.
That's taken us nearly 2 hours. That's a whole episode to get through that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There was going to be quizzes. There was going to be speaking of other football.
Hey, how long is your quiz, by the way? Is that a whole episode worthy? Can we?
No. I could maybe do like a couple at the end of every episode or something.
Oh, that's it. That's a really cool idea. Do that.
Nice.
I'll do a couple. Give us a couple.
All right.
Explain the gist of this. Sorry.
So basically, there was a survey done, I think, at the beginning of the 1920 season, as in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Not 1920, 1921.
101 years ago.
So they polled fans of most, but not all of the 92 clubs. I think there's about 7 or 8 missing, as to who their biggest rival was. So the table that I've actually got down has got like each team's 5 biggest rivals by percentages. So basically, I'll read you a team and you just guess who their fans said their biggest rival was.
Okay.
Do we write this down and share?
Yeah.
Or is it like as a collective?
Write it down. Okay.
All right.
Write it down. Yeah. And those of you watching the stream can play along as well. At the end, I'll go through the answers, and you can tell us how well you did. So we'll start. I'll do one in the Premier League each week.
Okay.
And that'll be the first one. Okay. So who did Leicester say their main rivals were?
Quite difficult.
Yeah.
I think I've got that right. Hopefully.
Let me know when you're ready for the next one.
I'm ready.
I'm not.
Oh, come on, Mark.
I'm going to be the one that takes longest doing this every single time.
I just want to say their rival isn't necessarily a Premier League team. Am I right?
Oh no! It's out of teams in the top 4 English division.
Cool. Oh, yeah. So it's not necessarily a Premier League team.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh.
Leicester's rivalry. So I think I've got it, but
okay. I'm thinking who. I have no idea actually now. I'm just gonna.
Okay. Dropping down a couple of divisions now. Who are Oxford's main rival? Oxford United.
Odds on.
Oh, you
when
talk
one
about
of these,
them.
right?
You talk about them. You don't like them either.
Me?
Yeah.
I have literally no idea.
I think I remember who it is.
I won't even be able to name another team that's in the same league as Oxford.
Doesn't have
I remember going to see Oxford versus Carlisle United when I was about 10.
They've only got 3 stands. Okay. From the Championship now. Who did Barnsley say their main rivals were?
I think it's literally only playing this game right now.
Trying to test your
no idea.
You guys need to improve your non-Premier League knowledge.
You need to improve your questions, mate.
No, these are good. These are
great questions, but me and Ollie are just be like, yeah, Premier League, please.
I think Alf's the only one that's playing this right now.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry.
Alf supports his local team, which is what I think what's happened here. It was Barnsley was the most recent.
And what league are they in?
Championship.
They're in the championship.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter who their rival. Or it doesn't
I
matter
can't
what
think
league
of
they're in.
anywhere near Barnsley. I don't know. I'm gonna have to skip that one. That one's got me. I think I've got the other two though.
Before the next episode, start looking at the teams on a map.
You said we weren't allowed to do any revision.
Yeah, I know. You're not allowed to look at who teams' rivals are. Just look
You
at
can't.
the
You
map.
can't
Look at
Google.
map.
Yeah, football
Look at map.
rivalries. Just look at a map of where football teams are.
where we live.
Yeah, just look at a map of the UK, bro.
Okay. Next is. Ooh, I'm going to give you Preston.
Oh no, that's not it. That's Watford's. That's quite far, isn't it?
Well, Watford to Preston, yeah.
Yeah. I was
They're
gonna say.
They're not.
Yeah, it's not close.
Some of them might be quite surprising. To be fair,
Right.
most of them are relatively geographical, but some of them are unexpected.
My UK geography's not great.
And your last one for this week will be who to go for? I'll give you Plymouth Argyle.
Sorry, Plymouth was that?
Plymouth Argyle, yeah.
The most annoying thing is I actually saw this earlier today, and I have it's just gone from my memory. So I saw it because obviously every time I think of Plymouth, I think of UH. I'm on the Argyle, but
Green Army.
Fuck, that's annoying. I know it. It's just slipped my memory. They're like all the way down there, isn't it?
Okay, you guys ready for the answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, who did you have for Leicester's main rival?
Forest.
Birmingham.
Yeah, I had Nottingham Forest as well.
Forest is correct.
Fuck.
Forest.
Oh, I can't believe I got that right.
I think Birmingham was the only one I was vaguely confident about, and so the rest of them I'm fucked.
I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester and Villa kind of start making a rivalry.
Yeah,
soon,
true.
I mean, Birmingham's got no hope of getting to the Premier League anytime soon.
Villa was my actual first answer. Then you said it doesn't have to be in the same league, so I changed it to Birmingham.
Fair.
Hold on, let's say second, third, fourth, and fifth. So I'll see where they both ranked on there. Leicester had Derby second, Coventry third, Villa fourth, and then Tottenham fifth.
Might be where they sit in the Premier League, probably battling Tottenham for a position.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe they've had some feisty games in the last few years that we don't know about.
Apparently.
Oh, I guess they were competing for the title at one point, weren't they?
Yeah.
Maybe they kind of built up a rivalry with them then.
Oh, it was this when Spurs came third in a 2-horse race.
Okay, who do you guys have down for Oxford's main rival?
Swindon.
Swindon was correct, Alfie. Good work.
I know you hate Swindon as well.
I thought you were hinting that you were putting Reading down. But no, you done well there. It is Swindon. We are second on both Oxford and Swindon's lists.
Oh, mad.
But they got each other first. Barnsley.
Fuck, I just put Leeds.
Still don't know.
Not a bad guess. They got down Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Preston.
Who the fuck knows this kind of information?
Is it Luton?
It's not Luton, no.
Ah, that was such a good guess.
That's who I wrote because that's Watford's.
Yeah, that's Watford's, yeah. Preston's is Blackpool.
Oh, okay.
I put, who the fuck knows this kind of information?
Oh.
Fair.
Me and
Barnsley
Alfie's.
fans.
Alfie's got a couple of points already.
I've got one.
Oh, I've gone for a punt.
Plymouth. Did you put down Plymouth?
Exeter.
I put Exeter as well.
But
Exeter is correct.
Yes, come
Good
on.
stuff. Good stuff, boys.
I got a total of 0.
So I think Torquay's one right as well.
Yes, they're non-league now though at the minute, so I don't think
Okay.
they're on the old poll.
3 out of 5.
Oh, I'm surprised I got 2.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Room for improvement, Ollie.
Definitely. Ollie, how'd you get on, mate?
Definitely.
Well, at least I can't do any worse than this week.
Only up.
It's only up from here.
That's first episode as an official member of the full podcast. The first quiz. It's a fat 0. That's what you love.
0.
Well, as I say, I'm just trying. I don't want to get people's expectations up. I just want to manage people's expectations.
You're not trying to steal the limelight and all
exactly.
that.
Obviously, I know I've got
Team player.
Earn my place in this team, earn my respect, and let you guys get some points before I dominate next week.
Maybe 5 out of 5 next week to watch.
Yeah, it's only up from here.
That's cool. Yeah, keep these coming. We'll do that at the end of every episode. Then I think that's a good fun one to do. H's quiz.
Yeah, it might not be rivals every week.
No, mate. Just go with whatever you want to do, mate. Do whatever you want to do. But yeah, on that note, thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you guys for joining me today, and we're on the podcast again, nearly on episode 15. Feels mad that we really
15 weeks in next week.
15 weeks in, that's crazy.
Can I finish off with a joke?
Go on.
Gladly.
What do Liverpool and Prince Harry have in common?
What, Ollie?
Well, Prince Harry might get his titles back.
Oh,
fuck's sake.
Liverpool banter.
2-0 win though. 2-0 win though.
Yeah, against a German team. Leipzig are technically now
one of the most prestigious countries you can come from.
Yeah, literally, they play some of the best football. So yeah, fair play actually, Mark. Good, nice one. Technically now though, Leipzig are worse than Fulham.
Very true.
That's how football works, isn't it? So
it is how football works.
That's how football works. But yeah, so thanks to everyone for watching. Yep, sidetracked again. Thanks to everyone for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Vimeo.
Where we do this.
Daily Motion.
That's the Foot
on
Fetish
everything.
Podcast. Just the Foot Fetish.
Yeah.
Be careful when you're typing it in. You know.
Yeah.
That's it really. I guess big loves to everyone that watches live and everyone that watches non-live. We love you all. But yeah, we'll see you next week. On my board it says our unpopular football opinions. That could be quite a good one.
Oh, it could be a long one. Could be a long one.
Yeah.
Controversy already.
This is where I shine.
But you don't need to do any research, mate. Just come on
and be like, look, right, basically, Salah, not even a great footballer. Like, let's be honest.
Well, no, that's
a legit take. Like,
unpopular.
All right, guys, come on.
Look, thanks, everyone. Yeah, we'll catch you next week. That's going to be a good one, I think, for sure.
Peace out.
See ya.